Hello, welcome to the weekly news brief with Tim and Q from thebuttonsmashers.com. We've got things to tell you. This is the week of November 5th, 2019. All right, Q. So you can't spell Steam without EA. Do you know how long it's been since EA has had a game published on Steam?
I don't know. It's 2011. I'm cheating because I'm looking at the show notes.
You are a cheater. You probably use cheat codes too. Yes, it's been 2011. They launched Origin. They made you buy all of their games through their Origin service, and they promoted it really heavily. Mm-hmm. But they're coming back to the fold. You can get new games from EA on Steam, starting with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So they're going big.
Yeah.
This is a much anticipated game. And yeah, they're also bringing their subscription service, EA Access, where you pay a monthly fee and you get access to a huge collection of EA games. And that'll be on Steam as well. Mm-hmm. So why do you think they're doing this, Q?
Well, I was actually telling you this before we started recording, so I'm just going to repeat myself.
Yes, but I made you wait to share that with everybody.
You're like, stop, Q! No, it's too much information. Let's start the show first.
Don't give away your gold.
So basically, yeah, the thing is that I think this generation is all about subscriptions. I think everyone wants to have a subscription-based service because of the fact that people are going to pay for stuff that most of the time they don't use. I mean, how many people do you know who has a Netflix account or Amazon Prime and use it like maybe 4 times for the year or something?
At the mirror, Q, thanks. That's totally me.
It's like everyone. There was one time I was paying for like 5 subscriptions, and I think I had this sports subscription, and it was just like watch streaming sports stuff. And Zach used to use it because I never did. So it was basically that. It was
supporting Zach's habit. That's great.
Yeah, pretty much.
So they want more people to they want more people to access EA Access, is what you're saying. So they see Steam as a big platform. And does that mean that you think that Origin just didn't really work for them as far as getting to enough people?
I think more and more people have become disenfranchised with the whole EA branding thing. And I think them being EA and Origin being the application, more and more people just don't use Origin unless of course they have to. And I think having it on a platform that is seen very widely by a lot of people, and a lot of people have adopted, that being Steam, it's easier to say, hey, use this subscription on Steam because people are already using Steam. So if they see there's another thing that they could use on Steam itself, they're more likely to use it, especially because they don't have to install anything extra. You know, for me, I have Origin and I barely use it. I'm barely logged into it. I don't even know if it's installed on my PC at this particular moment, but I have a bunch of games on there.
I have so many launchers on my PC now. I've got Steam, obviously. Mm-hmm. I've got the Epic Game Store. I've got Origin. Mm-hmm. For a while there, I had Rockstar's thing, but I don't really use that, so I uninstalled that. So yeah, I'm sure getting rid of one icon on my PC would be good. Do you think the fact that Epic Store is trying to swoop in and get a lot of exclusives, do you think Valve actually initiated this contact with EA and said, hey, come to us, before Epic got them?
I don't think so. I don't think it's...
That's my conspiracy theory.
That's just conspiracy. I don't think it's that. I think it could be an EA thing. I think EA knows that their brand is not looking too well.
EA made this decision, they weren't courted.
I don't think they were courted.
Gabe Newell didn't come over in a slinky dress and say, hey.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Our Lord Gaben, he would never do such a thing.
I don't know.
I think EA just EA knows their branding is looking bad. It's looking really, really bad this generation. People are very disenfranchised with their name, and they need a win. Like, they need a win because if it continues, I mean, you could push your limits as far as possible. As far as I'm concerned, I believe the general average gamer is very unintelligent and will just forget about stuff in a month or two and buy the game even if the developer screws them over. But I think at a certain point, even those general average gamer peoples will eventually catch on at some point or the other. Maybe 10 years later, but they'll catch on. And I think EA has been pushing it 4 years now. So I think now is the time where they're thinking, ooh, let's see if we can bring back our branding. Releasing a game like this Star Wars game is one good step because it's a single player game. It's not supposed to have microtransactions and all that kind of stuff. So having something like that and then dropping it on Steam.
I just got an email though.
Really?
You can get a pre-order bonus with custom skins.
I saw that crap. I mean, I saw it and I was like, kind of lame, like why would you do that? I think it has like 2 different versions actually. There's one...
Q, bro. EA is gonna EA.
Yeah, they are.
EA is gonna EA.
They are gonna EA. They are, especially when they have their hands in it. So yeah, I don't think it's Epic's thing. I think it's EA because the Epic Store, they're doing their own thing, and I think actually more and more I think the Epic Store is actually going to become a huge competitor to Steam. the more they stick
I
around.
am pretty sure we will be talking about them in future episodes of our weekly news brief.
Most definitely.
Epic is definitely a force to be reckoned with. All right, well, we'll go with your more reasoned explanation on salacious conspiracy theory.
We could go with
We're going to
Gabe.
move on.
We could go with Gabe. He does have a slinky dress, probably 50-50.
I know he does, somewhere in his closet. We're going to go to another giant company, Activision Blizzard. They just had BlizzCon this last weekend, and there was a lot of apprehension coming up to this because they really stepped in it with how they handled the Hearthstone players' comments on Hong Kong Blitzchung, banning him for a year, taking away his prize money. So there was really a lot of concern going into BlizzCon that would take over their whole event. And I think smartly they kind of opened up the show on kind of a downer note for them, but cutting off that drama at the pass. They put up the company chief, J. Allen Brack, and he put up an apology saying he was sorry and accepted accountability. But he didn't really say like how he was going to do anything different in the future. But apparently that was enough because I didn't really hear any news of. There was some protests outside, but not quite the storm of controversy that we were fearing. What were you expecting, like going into BlizzCon? What did you think it was going to be? Just people throwing stuff at the stage, or I don't know. What did you think?
Like people like pooing in their hands and pelting it at the Blizzard people.
Yes. I was kind of worried that there'd be like almost a riot at BlizzCon.
I was expecting at least people to show up and protest and stuff like that, and hopefully, I was hoping for some big uproar of some sorts. But the more and more I think about gamers today, and how short-sighted they think, and how everyone just sort of like just accepts that this is just how it is, the more I just sort of think like, yeah, this is not going to change. I mean, I've seen people online defending Blizzard and saying, oh, it's not Blizzard's fault, they're just a company doing a company thing, and this is how they do stuff, and you guys are just whiny babies, and blah blah blah, and all that kind of stuff. And it's you see people like this everywhere. It's like that for Fallout 76. It's like that for EA. It's like that for every bad gaming decision that comes out. There's always those defenders, and I really wanted something bad to happen, in the sense like not like someone like people getting hurt or anything, but I really wanted like it to impact
some
Blizzard's,
bad PR.
Yeah, some bad PR. I wanted to impact their bottom line, for it to just hit them where it matters, because that's all that matters to these companies, their bottom line. Are they going to make money from this? Are they not? And all they did was they gave a fake apology because they didn't change anything. They just said, ooh, we're sorry, but sorry for what? There's no actual, what were you sorry for? And other than that too, they didn't change anything with regards to the punishment to Blitzchung. And then other than that, they just...
I feel bad for the two streamers that they fired. Those guys didn't even actually do anything.
Yeah, they were just there. This guy says something, and they lost their jobs.
They were just hosting the segment.
Yeah, it's like you're working at like, for example, like a Popeyes restaurant or something, and someone comes in and breaks a window, and they're like, you're fired because you were there when they broke the window. Like, but...
Right.
Huh? I was probably in the kitchen when it happened. Like, how am I fired?
You should have jumped in front of the window and blocked it with your body.
Exactly.
I don't know.
It's so stupid. So yeah, it's a really dumb thing that they've punished these guys for it, and I don't think, for me, I don't see Blizzard in a nice light. I haven't seen Blizzard in a nice light for years because I haven't actually been interested in most of their games, and it hasn't changed. It's just made my interest in them worse. But again, as I say, people are short-sighted. They don't care. I mean, Adrian went out to BlizzCon. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's a huge Blizzard fan, because he was posting on his Facebook all week like, oh, look, Overwatch 2, yay! I don't think people
Yeah, I
care.
almost don't want to announce the games they announced now, because, hold them accountable. But you let it slip that they announced Overwatch 2, they also announced Diablo 4.
Yeah.
But
I think Diablo
whatever,
4
let's move
isn't
on.
coming until like 2 years from now. They just announce these things as their way to make people forget. That's all they did.
Yes, look at the new shiny thing we have.
I mean, 2 years from now, why are you announcing something 2 years earlier or whatever have you? Like why?
Well,
the only purpose is to make
new
people
shiny
forget.
thing. New shiny thing.
Yeah, this is the reason why I'm writing that article. Gamers are stupid. Number 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look for that in buttsmashers.com. Moving on to a slightly less big company, Bethesda. I kind of wish we'd been doing this for a while, because the story of Fallout 76 is just, it's a slow-moving train wreck that just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
um, you could go back to the launch, how the pre-orders were supposed to get a nice canvas bag and it shipped with a vinyl bag. The other special edition came with the helmet that found mold in it later. There's been server problems, graphics problems. I could go on and on. The most recent thing about a week ago was, or maybe a little bit more, was the launch of Fallout First, a premium service where you get a private server for you and 8 of your friends, a suit of power armor, and a bunch of in-game currency every month. Sorry. What was hilarious about that is they didn't register the Fallout First web URL, and some guy basically made his own website there and just trashed on him. And the other thing that's been happening is Fallout First members with their shiny new power suits, when they go into the normal servers, they're being attacked by mobs of normal players who are upset that they are wasting money on this. So like this one guy on, I don't know if it was Discord or Reddit, saying, every time I go on the servers in my special armor, I get attacked by groups of teddy bears. Like there's roving mobs of people hunting these people down.
Like, oh, look at more.
So the latest, yes, the idiot paid $100 a year. Okay, so the latest thing is that this game is so broken that in Australia there's like a consumer protection agency. I don't know the name of it offhand. I don't have my notes up. They basically said you have to issue refunds for this game. This game is so not what you said it was going to be, that as a consumer protection you must order refunds, even though Bethesda before was telling people if they didn't like the game, too bad. So if you live in Australia, at least you can get your money back.
I think it depends on if you requested a refund in advance, though. I think there's a certain time frame in which they're allowing those refunds to happen. So if you had requested a refund,
yeah, but Australia's like, no, this game is so bad, you have to give it back.
No, I think the Australia one is a specific date as well. I think they have a specific date as well. It's a cutoff date. Like
I was here to give credit to Australia for standing up, but maybe you're right.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. It. Also, I think Fallout 76 also had the people who paid for those special servers. They were finding other people joining in their servers that, because once you're online,
anyone on your friends list.
Yeah, they could just
anyone
hop
on your
in.
friends list.
So it's like, yeah, this isn't a special.
I didn't even cover all the messes with that. So there was like a Dropbox you're supposed to have that you could have unlimited, because when you're on the normal servers, there's a certain amount you can store and that's it. Like, the random parts you pick up in the wasteland. On your private server, you're supposed to have this Dropbox, so it's unlimited or at least greatly expanded. But the first week at launch, anything you put in that Dropbox was being deleted. So all the stuff you were trying to save, deleted, gone.
I don't get why anyone cares about that game. Like, I don't even know.
I care because it's so broken.
I mean, I enjoy the whole crap that's going on with it. I enjoy seeing them just get what's coming to them, in the sense of just crap after crap after crap with this game. It's like, it's hilarious to listen to to see everything that's happening with it. But the thing is that I don't get why people still care about Bethesda as a whole. Like, Bethesda as a company, as far as I'm concerned, is dead.
Yeah, well, if they don't come out with an actual Fallout game or an actual Elder Scrolls On game in the next 2 to 3 years, I will completely agree with you.
I'm not buying anything from them again. Like, there was a point in time when we used to cover Bethesda on the site, and I used to write about them and all that kind of stuff, and I've stopped. I think I stopped that like earlier this year or last year or something. I stopped writing about Bethesda. And it's because, like, most of what they put out, there's only one game series that they put out that I'm actually really into, and I'm still, I'm still a fan of, and that is Wolfenstein. Everything else they have is just, trash.
Well, yes, those are terrible. You know what's not terrible?
What?
I'm afraid.
I know it's so
Outer
sad.
Worlds. We forgot to talk about what games we're playing this week, but we can do it now.
Yeah.
I'm playing Outer Worlds on PlayStation 4, and it is pretty much Fallout the way you remember it, good, just in space.
Okay.
So it's amazing. It's totally Fallout. It's made from Obsidian, the developers who did Fallout New Vegas.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, it's a Fallout game. It's a great Fallout game. It doesn't have the open world of Fallout 4. There's lots of kind of smaller areas, but that makes sense because you're flying from planet to planet, Mass Effect style. Also Mass Effect style, you're getting new companions and like following their little storylines. And I'm here to tell you that it's great.
It's weird.
And I'm also playing another game that we'll talk about in just a minute for review. But what are you playing this week, Q?
I'm playing a lot actually, but the main one is Atelier Ryza. That's kind of been my thing. It's a JRPG, and if anyone who knows anything about it, I put up a video of the first 30 minutes on our YouTube channel, LP Guardian. That's the Japanese game YouTube channel. It's the one with the purple logo. So I put up the first 30 minutes of gameplay, and it's basically all about this character who's becoming an alchemist. And my main reason why I like the game, because I've never really been that big of a fan of the Atelier games, is because the main character has a very, very, well, she has thick legs, man. It's all about the legs. She has thick legs. And that's why I'm...
There it is.
So yes, I've been playing Atelier Ryza on the Switch, and I got a copy for the PC as well, so I'm gonna be trying that out soon. I'll try streaming it. I'll probably try streaming it. You know what? Maybe tonight.
One more time, what is the YouTube channel where you can check out that 20 minutes?
That's LP Guardian. That's LPGARDIAN. That's Guardian without a U. So yeah, it's pretty much my gamer tag.
And then, were there anything else you were playing this week you want to mention, or do you want to move on to new releases?
I think we should jump into new releases. I mean, I'm playing too much to
All
talk
right.
about.
We've got one that my buddy Zach has been looking forward to, one of our other fellow editors.
Oh, so your buddy Zach, so he's not my buddy either? Oh, well, fine then.
Nope, he's mine. I'm claiming him. He's all mine. Red Dead Redemption 2 for PC. This has been very much anticipated. Giant game. It's interesting that it came out on console. I don't know. When I see a huge game like this, I think it would make more sense on PC, but they keep releasing one console first. Like they did the same thing with Grand Theft Auto. I'm really excited to see what modders do with this game. There's already been some interesting glitches, like people are coming up to like intersection in the road. There's a bunch of like horses on fire, like random stuff like that. I can't wait to see what happens with the modding community. Did you play Red Dead Redemption 2 at all?
No, I played the first Red Dead. I didn't play part 2 of it. I passed on it, and maybe I'll get it on PC because you know them Steam sales.
I have as well, simply for time. I would love to have the time to play it.
You know what? That's the thing. You know, it's finding time.
Yep.
That's the thing.
The next release comes out November 8th, new Super Lucky's Tale. This originally came out for Microsoft, Xbox, and I believe their Windows Store, or whatever they're calling it these days. It is a plucky little platformer starring a fox, and I will be covering this game and either releasing a quick click, or if I have time, hopefully a review. If you like action 3D platformers in the style of like Mario 64 or any of those most recent Mario games, this is your jam. It's a lot of fun. It's easy to jump into a little stage and play it, jump out, spend 20-30 minutes, or if you're like me, you're like one more stage and find yourself at 1 a.m. like I've got to get to bed so I can record with Q. So stay tuned for more about new Super Lucky Tales here on this channel. What is the game that you're excited for this week?
Well, for me, it's Conception plus Maidens of the 12 Stars. I wouldn't say I'm excited for it. It's more that I'm like surprised about it, and I'm curious of what it's gonna be like. It's the Conception games are similar to the Persona games. If you've ever played Persona, it's got a similar style to the Persona games in the sense that you have this dating simulator sort of way in which you meet characters and you can sort of build up a relationship with them, and then but in Conception it goes the next step. It's in the name. There's conception, so you have these little baby characters that you get, and then you can use them to fight in dungeons and stuff.
I feel like we need some slow, like 70s music right now for this part. some baby making music.
So what is baby making music, Tim? What is baby making music?
I'm not gonna hum it. Use your imagination. So you go into next generations after these conceptions?
I'm actually not quite sure. I think you have the conception and then you use them to fight, and that's about it as far as I know. I've actually not played the first conception game, so I don't know much about it, but I've seen reviews of the first one, and now that the second one is out, I'm a bit curious what it's about, because it's actually out today. The day that we're talking, it just dropped on Steam today, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. Conception plus Maidens of the 12 Stars.
Maidens of the 12 Stars. All right, the last one is one I consider the biggest release of this week. Death Stranding, coming out for PlayStation 4. This is Hideo Kojima's first project away from Konami. This is all him. This is his dream, his baby, literally his baby. This is a crazy looking game. It's been teased now for, I don't know, 2.5 years,
Mm-hmm.
2 years. He's got tons of celebrities in it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone from Norman Reedus to Conan O'Brien.
The Conan O'Brien Auto Suit Man. Oh.
I'm excited for Matt Mikkelsen's part because I love him. But I don't know what this game is. From the gameplay videos I've seen, it looks like you're just delivering packages.
That is what it is.
But there's ghosts.
There's ghosts, and there
I
are
don't know.
like people trying to steal your stuff as well. So the whole game, it's everything that you've seen in the trailers. It's literally you're walking around, you're picking up packages, you're carrying it from point A to point B across the United States.
But you've got a baby strapped to your chest.
Yes, the babies. I think they're called. What are they called again? The
BBs.
BBs. The BBs. They basically can sense.
Bridge babies.
They're like mutant little creatures inside these bags, and they don't live for very long. But they can sense the ghosts around you, and if the ghosts hold you, then you get pulled into like a ghost realm, and you have to fight a boss or something. So basically, yeah.
This game sounds so crazy.
It is crazy, but I think it's one of those games where it's not even like a regular Kojima game, because I've heard like there's not even a lot of story from the point of view like, you know, like Kojima games have like hours of story. There aren't hours of story.
There's got to be, with all these actors he's got though, there's got to be a lot of talking.
There's talking.
There might not be a lot of There's got to be a lot of talking because every game he has like almost, and I'm not really exaggerating, like hour-long cutscenes.
Right. What I've been hearing from people who played it is that it's not hour-long cutscenes. Like the cutscenes are reasonable. Like, but
Okay,
you have more. You're spending more of your time in the wilderness, just being alone and wandering around and trying to get one foot ahead of the other, because the whole thing is that what you carry actually has weight, and how you step on certain different terrain can throw you down, and it could damage your equipment and all that kind of stuff. And then there's also this thing of like you can help other people. So like if you use a ladder somewhere and you leave it there, then someone else who's passing in the game, if their game is connected to online, they'll see that ladder and they can use it. So you can help people out. Like for example, there's this thing called, there's a rope. Basically, you can't really use the rope yourself, because you put the rope, if you climb up a hill, and then you can throw the rope down. So if someone else is passing that part, they can climb up the rope. So it's not something that will ever be of use to you, but it's used if you want to help other people. So the whole thing is just feeling connected, even though you don't see anyone else. The strands of that connects the world.
Connect the strands.
Kojima, he's doing his thing.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know if I'll play this, but I definitely want to watch parts of it, and I'm interested in it.
Yeah, I could watch a live stream of this.
All right.
If someone's streaming it,
Yes, for sure.
count me in.
Definitely. All right, well, that's the news for the week of November 5th, and thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Okay, sounds good.